If radios can bring people together, then this one will bring them to their graves. Because this is the story of a radio station that broadcasts from hell, and it's still on air. It all started back in 2013, when people in a small town began reporting a strange AM radio station that only played between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. every night. It was on a frequency that shouldn't have been used for broadcasting. It was an illegal pirate station. And even though the signal was too weak to be picked up outside of the bedroom, whatever it was playing could not be ignored. You see, instead of music or talk radio, it played what sounded like screams in the dead of night. Some people reported hearing things like chains, dragging metal moans, whispers, and even voices of their deceased relatives. Those who called the police were told to just turn off their radios, that there was nothing they could do about it. But the next night, they would turn their radios back on, and the broadcasts continued. It wasn't until years later that a local journalist decided to get to the bottom of this. He found out where the signal was coming from and went to investigate. He discovered a tower that had been completely destroyed, probably by a tornado, with not a single sign of life anywhere. But when he tuned his radio back to that frequency, the broadcast was stronger than ever. It was at that moment he realized that whatever was happening here was not of this world. Whatever entity was behind the broadcasts was deliberately messing with him. The journalist turned the volume up, and the last thing he heard before his sanity was completely broken was this: "We're closer than you think, and we know you're listening." And that wasn't the end of it. Every night after that, he continued to hear the screams in the dead of night. But something else began to happen as well. Every night the voice would get a little bit closer, inching its way into his mind. At first it was just static, and then a whisper, then a voice. And then one night, he heard his own voice coming out of the radio saying, "Help me." Then his voice began to be replaced by the demonic laughter of what sounded like hundreds of entities. Haha, gotcha. So the next morning he went back to the tower, but he didn't find anything. There was no evidence that anyone had ever been there. There were no cameras or microphones set up, and no way to explain how a signal could be so strong during the day and then virtually disappear at night. To this day, people in that town continue to report hearing those sounds in the dead of night, even though the journalist is now dead. Some say he became insane, and that's why he kept returning to the tower. But there are others who say that whatever was behind those broadcasts took him with it. I don't know what happened to that journalist, but I do know that the signal is still out there. And if you tune your radio to the right frequency, you may be able to hear it for yourself. All you have to do is be careful what you tune into, because once you do, it might be too late to escape the frequency. Wait, did you hear that? Do you hear it now? It's trying to get out. Whatever it is, it's trying to get out. If you want to hear the full story, then click the link above and I'll tell you more about it. Or click the video on screen now to hear another terrifying tale. Just don't forget to stay quiet. It doesn't like it when you're talking. You never know who or what might be listening.